Oh, hello everyone. I'm in the middle of changing my wire strings, and I thought I couldn't remember if I'd done any episode or I talked about how to change a string, but I can't remember if I talked about how to change a wire string. So I thought I'd just take advantage of the fact that I am changing them and film this short episode or a short segment. And apologies if the sound's not as good as it normally is. I'm using the onboard microphone on this camera instead of the external microphone that I normally use. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this down to the 6th octave A right at the moment, and got this new one already. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loosen this A, take it off. Now, of course, occasionally a wire string will break. Makes quite a racket. If you're lucky, you'll never have one break, but I've had a number of them break on me, including some while I'm performing. Sometimes it'll be a little awkward. It can be a little awkward to get it out of the tuning pin if the top of the metal wire has bent or something. I find that using this as a hammer can be useful to sort of get it through. So you got it out. Can you see down here? I'm gonna... can't really see, can you? Well, I'm going to cut this about halfway down or something, just because with this on the top, you're not going to be able to get it through the soundboard. So I'm just going to cut this. That will let me pull it through, and then there, it's out. So this is an opportunity, of course, you can give a little clean to the rib there where the string comes through. Do some cleaning up here. Use a Q-tip if you want. Just an opportunity to do a little dusting. And then we're going to take this guy, and of course they're generally wrapped in their packages, so I'm going to unwrap them. Be careful. Don't poke an eye out. And as they get bigger, they get a little more unwieldy. I started from the top. The smaller ones, like the 5th octaves, are pretty easy to handle. So, slide this guy through. And now, then one of the keys is to make sure that you give enough slack. You don't want to just start tightening it. Try to have it this tight and start turning it, because there's a chance you might put too much torque and on the string right here. You need to give it some slack. So a good rule of thumb is to set it up as if it's going into the pin, and pull along for about an octave and a third, give or take. Maybe a little less for the like the 5th octave. But by the time we get down here, we want about an octave and a third. So I mark that top with my thumb. Grab my handy dandy wire cutters, and Bob's your uncle. So that's ready to go then. Thread that through. You don't want to have a ton coming out the top, because they can hit each other and you can catch your cover as it comes through. But of course, you also want to make sure that there's enough coming through that it's not going to slip out or anything. And then start tightening it. And especially with the 5th octave ones, they may start. You may need to sort of pull them back a little bit, just to make sure they're not winding too far down the string. But they will generally do that themselves as well. And so we just tighten it up. ready to go on to the next one. So anyway, but yeah, just that idea of giving it enough slack originally, because you can see here that there's actually there's not that many turns on it, and you want to make sure that you don't want to have it so there's so many turns that it's right up against the harp itself, but you also don't want to just have like one turn or something, and so we've got like about 2.5 or something, which is pretty good. So hopefully that's helpful, and yeah, back to string harp strings.